So we go on vlog today. We're gonna film another episode for the workout with the tribe. I'm working out with the tribe. Didn't get too much sleep last night. Couldn't sleep. But we said we're gonna work out. So we're gonna get this 10 a.m. workout. Yeah, honestly, not feeling the workout, but I know once I get to the gym, mindset is gonna kick in. And we just gonna discipline just gonna kick in. We're gonna do the thing. It's a back and bicep day with the homie Greg, so I'm super excited to work out with him. We did a podcast and we've been trying to set this up for a minute, so let's get it. Yeah, should be a good day. Busy day ahead too, so got to get this workout in early. So it's a 10 a.m. workout, baby, but it's back and by. So we love back and by. So let's get it. See y'all at the gym. Peace. Man like Greg. Yeah, that's definitely way more than I'm gonna do. But do your thing, King.
Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's go. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about.
Shit, I need.
I'm not even tracking my workout. Bro.
I know. I was gonna say.
Get this shit going.
Yeah, bro. It's one of those. I'm really just trying to chill, bro. I get you. I'm like,
man, this shit, you just gotta do what works for you, bro. Everybody got their own lifestyle they choose to live. This is what we choose, bro. Just trying to be better. That's it. It's actually such a dope concept, bro.
But that's the thing. It's like I've been sitting on it for such a long time. That's why like this. I'm like, I'm just trying to film as much content as possible and just see what happens. And not overthink it. Because sometimes you have the ideas and then you see someone else doing it. I'm just like.
The worst is when you see it get done in like 8 months down the line.
Yeah.
And this person did it like.
They just went
started
and did
3 months before you did. And it's like, bro. One time I was at the crib with Buck and Tawanda,
yeah.
Before he launched his esports thing.
Yeah.
And we were sitting down and we're talking about like different ideas. Yeah. Buck was doing his thing with, at the time, I think it was
Chaos Club or like somebody else?
Chaos.
Yeah.
And then Tawanda was just thinking about the thing, the esports thing. And then I was there with this, I don't know if you know Squire. It's like a barbershop software company. It's like an all-in-one platform. I was thinking of doing the same thing. And they had just acquired a small company in Montreal. Yeah. And I was like, we were chopping it up and I was like, yeah, I want to do that in Vancouver. Yeah. I had the whole like blueprint life. At that time, mentally, I wasn't in that place.
Yeah.
I had the name for it, bro. I even pitched it to like League of Innovators.
Yeah.
It was one of the ventures that started with that League LOI cohort program, whatever. I'm locked in. I'm like, this is my shit. This is my ticket out of poverty, bro. What do I do? I'm like, yeah, I'll put it in the back burner. Later, 2 years later, I think Squire got an investment of almost, it was like a huge amount. Damn near 30 mil, something like that. It was like I can't remember the figures, might be capping, but it was like a good amount. And I'm just thinking like and Tawanda he pitched his esports company to like some company in the States. He got a deal.
Yeah.
Buck with his chaos thing, boom, 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 hold it. Now that shit had me thinking. I was like, damn, we were 3 niggas in that room. 2 of them niggas had companies that went on to be something. Yeah. I just didn't take action. Yeah. And that was one of the first time I reflected and I was like, bro, if you don't really take action on your ideas, it's just gonna remain an idea, bro. The people who are eating are the people who are doing the work.
And that's the thing, sometimes you have to fail. Like I've had so many ideas that I've had that have failed, but because like now I just execute like you were fine and then I'm like, and then there's some things I'm like, I've tried and failed, I'm like, okay, cool. It's not the right time, like let me revisit this a couple of months later, maybe a year later. And that's been like, literally like a lot of the stuff, like if you look at like, for me, like you said when I was sitting and reflecting, the last couple of things I've done the last couple, maybe 8 years, it's been the same shit, just maybe like different versions of the same thing.
Just like timing is key too.
Because even like, so for example, there's a podcast I'm working on right now. I had an idea for it, and I even called it the blueprint. I was like, and it was literally, I was looking at, I had to write up everything. it's the same concept, but it's a tweaked a little bit. I feel like now is the perfect time for me to actually do it. But it's like, if I hadn't done the stuff I've done, like, you know, like doing the podcast with Daniel and a bunch of other stuff where I'm like, yo, like, I genuinely know how to set up a podcast. And like now I've done it for other people.
Right.
And then now it's gotten to the point I'm like, bro, like, I'm tired of building other people's tables. I want to build my own table. And for a long time,
You can do both though.
No, and that's
You can do both though.
Yeah, like,
you can do both.
And that's the thing. It's not like I haven't built other people's table. I'm like, I'm not trying to just be
But
selfish
then you're just
about it.
trying to put some shit.
But the thing
more
is, I've
into
put
it.
so much energy into other people's stuff, not my own, right? Yeah, bro. It's really not that sweet, bro. I'm
Nah,
like,
shit ain't sweet, bro. Shit ain't sweet.
It only gets sweet. It's very hard for someone to be able to point out something that's not working for you if they don't know what's working for them. Like, how can I be able to recognize Stan's issues when you can't recognize my own issues? So it's very unfair to place that burden of expectation on somebody else when the only person who can change the reality of your
Yeah,
situation
is you.
is you. Like, yes, your guidance can come from. That's why you need a good relationship with your parents.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't have that sort of relationship with your parents, there's no guide. Most people have selfish interests.
yeah.
Your parents are the people who brought you into this earth, and I feel like as a society we need to put a lot of leverage on like parenthood, because to give life is just as big as taking away life. So it's like, why are we living in a society where people are not in touch with their parents? You know what I mean? So those are the people who you can lean on to and give them, if you have a good relationship, you can now
I was gonna
chop
say
it
that.
up with them like, yo, this is what I'm going through. What do you think? You've been here, not necessarily in a different country, but you've been here before.
Yeah.
So putting that sort of expectation on somebody who's also just going through life the same way as you, it's kind of tough.
No, and again, I have to preface this because I think for me the biggest thing that I've learned, I take accountability for everything. It's all on me. I'm not putting this on anyone else. Like, I'm not saying my life is not sweet because they did this. I'm like, but no, my thing is, I'm like what you said, I've had to have conversations with myself where I'm aware of things I'm messing up. So like now it's easier because there's nothing anyone can come say to me that I haven't had a conversation with me about. But there's certain things because like we're only seeing life from our perspective, so you can work on things because you don't know. Like for me, like one thing I like recently, like my group of friends now, like I've always known I'm a terrible communicator, right? But I didn't know the impact it had. So recently, one of my friends was like, yo, like, I've been meaning to talk to you about this for a while. She's like, yo, like, I don't think you notice, but every time we're on the phone, like, you just abruptly leave. Instead of just being like, hey, like, I gotta leave in 10 minutes. Or maybe when I pick up someone, hey, I don't have time to talk today. Because for its time difference, she's in the UK, so it's like time difference. So she'll call me when I'm working, and I still want to have that conversation, but I'll be like, yo, I'll probably just end the call. And then she's like, oh, like, or there'll be times where she send me a message and it's like a meaningful message, like, so wish me good morning or whatever, and then I don't respond to it because I'm like, I'm busy and like I'm just terrible at texting. And then she's like, yo, like when you do that, it shows like you don't care. And like I can't remember what else she said, but it was more like for me, I didn't understand the impact it had on other people. I always knew I was a terrible communicator. So that's on me, like now me working on that. But because now someone has pointed it out and explained to me how it's made them feel, now there's even more of an emphasis on me to work on it because I'm like, I care about this person. And that's what I'm saying, how I was losing opportunity because I'm like, bro, people are like, what, like you don't give a shit. But it's not like I don't, but it's like I genuinely just like didn't realize how bad my not communicating well was at first. I didn't know, you know when you know something is bad, but then someone like pulls the rug and says, oh bro, like it's a lot worse than it is, right? So.
But then it had to, I like that. That explains it better because
That's a very key point because it's like, it's the sort of relationship you had with your homegirl.
Yeah.
If you don't have that sort of relationship, I just can't come out of nowhere and tell you like, bro, how you did this made me. Unless I've spoken to you and built a rapport for a consistent amount of time.
100%.
And that's what like you get with parents. Like you pretty much like, they birthed you. So it's like, they know you. Some aspects of your life they don't know, but like if you want them to know, they'll know. You know, so it's like with your homegirl, she understands, like you've been on the phone with her multiple times, so it's like she can point it out.
Yeah.
And then it's up to you to say, ooh, I see where you're coming from.
Yeah.
Because you're aware. It all starts with awareness. You're
100%,
aware, like, I suck at texting.
Yeah.
But is it that you really suck or you just have a difficult moment in doing time management and organizing.
And that's the thing, right? If that's the thing.
I'm listening.
Well, and that was my thing. Was like, okay, like, because then like, that's the thing that I liked about that conversation. It wasn't just a matter of like, okay, like, you suck at this, and I'm mad. I'm like, hey, like, okay. Then she asked me like, what is it that makes you not reply to text quickly, whatever the case may be. And then we're going all through these scenarios, and I'm like, bro, like, I appreciate having a friend like, and that's been my thing, because like I've always been that person, right? But I never had that, and then I was then like a lot of situations that, again, like, I'm not blaming. I was in full control and responsible in a lot of situations, but a lot of things I'm like, I wasn't even aware I was doing.
Right.
The moment someone pointed it out, especially like now, like, I'm in that space where someone brings something to my attention, I'm trying to work on it. I might need some time because some of it's like habits you've built over time, right? But I'm like, the moment
Years, bro.
yeah, if you're like Greg, bro, like you're like, bro, like you always leave me on red. Because I care about you as a person, I'm gonna put in that effort. Okay, like, why am I leaving you on red?
What's prompting me to do
Exactly, and then there's a deeper thing, because sometimes it's like, okay, like it's a bad habit. I'm like, what is the root of that thing that I can start working on it? But also because I care about, now there's even more fuel for me to work on. But like, I care about my relationship with Greg.
Yeah,
Right. But again, like you said, a lot of people aren't even that self-aware. And even for me, I thought I was self-aware. The last 2 years humbled me as shit, bro. I'm like, bro, like, I really don't know myself, bro. I'm like, and that was the thing. I was like, I have to have those internal conversations by myself.
Yeah.
And it's not anyone's responsibility to tell me, but I also need to give people permission to be able to talk, right?
That's a key element, bro. Like,
Because the other side of it, sometimes like people are just like giving unsolicited advice. I'm like, bro, I don't need your advice, because I'm like, you haven't even figured out in your life. Now you want to come and tell me about it,
Bro, I think the biggest thing is like understanding, like, when you give somebody the environment to be able to say what they want to say, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't be the type of person who wants to just dish out advice but are not willing to get advice back. You don't have to. My thing with advice is, what we do, bro, we're not special.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not special, you're not special. None of this is special, because it's like, these are just ideas and thoughts that we are openly expressing. It's totally up to you to say whether, okay, this resonates and this doesn't resonate. You don't have to do it.
100%.
And even what I learned and what you've learned and what you've gone through and what I've gone through, what any of these people have gone through, I have no leverage to go into their life and say, the way you're doing that is wrong. You should do this. Who am I? I'm just another guy. So it's like, as long as you understand how to decipher what works for you, I go by what works for me. If what works for me don't work for you, bruh, by all means, it's a free world. Do what you gotta do for you. And just give yourself that space of like being able to receive advice. It's the motherfucking warm up. That's hella late.
Yeah, no, you're definitely gonna need 2 plates. And I know you're strong. I see your videos.
Nah, not even, bro.
Nah, you lying, bro.
Not even.
Stop capping.
Not even. I'm just trying to be like you,
Nah,
gang.
bro. You know what this crazy thing is, like the last couple of years, the way I'm lifting is so different. Before I was ego lifting, I'm like, bro, I'm trying to lift X amount of weight, bench. I'm like, bro, I'm just trying to be healthy, bro.
Bro, there's no need for all that,
and we're older now, bro. I'm trying to work on my mobility.
You're not trying to get injured.
No,
bro. Like, motherfuckers be ego lifting their way to death.
Was that 35? Just pass out the 35.
I just want to see how that works.
You can do it. You'll be fine. I know. I'm like, I've seen your videos, bro.
Let me get one for the gram real quick.
I got you.
why do you do this? Why do you do inverted?
Huh?
Why do you do like the
I
inverted?
usually do the other one, but you just pick that one. But also because like my wrists are messed up.
Oh.
So it's like you can do whatever, however you feel comfortable.
Wait. Did you move this joint?
Let's go.
Get it.
Throw some 10s on there.
Oh, you're slapping 2 plates, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
That's 25.
I'm just trying to throw 10s because that's you.
That's right here. I think this one. Right?
Bro, I'll be hella picky. If
What?
they don't look the same, I'm like,
I don't even want to deal with all that.
As long as it's the same, bro. That used to be me. So it's like, oh, you know, I gotta make sure the place. I'm like, bro, like, listen, that takes.
Aesthetics.
I'm just trying to be in here in and out, bro. I'm like, can't be spending 2 hours in the gym just because I'm trying to make it look nice. Absolutely not.
Ah, don't kill me, fam.
Yeah, bro. I'm just not that guy, bro. I'm just like, it's like,
nah, bro.
And even like going back to what I was saying, this is like now you're seeing the maturity in the conversations we can have now as the squad, bro. Because I'm just like, I can come and not feel a type of way and be like, bro, like that breakup really makes me like, bro, like this situation is really rocked. I'm rocked by it, bro. Like, and like there's no like, oh, bro, you're soft, or like, we can literally have the conversation like, bro, like, you're better than me, bro.
Even decipher like elements of like, man, maybe you could have done this a little better. Maybe you could have, you know what I mean? That's.
But also I can take like the attitude because I'm like, these are the things that they're doing in their own lives too, right?
Right.
Because even like what you say, that's what even what you say, but like, I'm not insecure. It's weird that we even have to preface that because I'm like, bro, like you're feeling that for a reason. There's a reason why that is, but like you then have to decipher: is this a healthy feeling or is it a bad feeling? Because emotions aren't bad. It's what you do with them and what is the root of the emotion, right?
100%. Oof, 100%, 100%, bro.
Even now, it's so crazy to me, bro. Like even with me, like talking about stuff that I'm like people are like, oh, you're so soft, and I'm like, oh, yeah. I'm like, bro, like listen. Just because you haven't dealt with your trauma or like you haven't found a healthy way of actually dealing with your shit.
Yeah.
Because you keep running from. Because the thing is, bro,
all
you get to a
these
point.
mechanisms is just you can never
break down.
outrun.
Yep.
You can never outrun it. And the earlier you do it, it's just like investing. It's
Bro.
literally an investment in yourself.
Facts.
When you catch the stock price of Amazon when it first launched versus getting it after 30 years when it's already peaked.
Bro,
It's like two different times of investing.
This stuff
And different fruits of labor, you know?
This stuff I've learned in the last 2 years, bro. I was like, bro, that humbled me. I was like, bro, I wish I just started dealing with this a while ago. The number of like situations I would have avoided, the number of like mistakes I wouldn't have made. But I'm grateful. I feel like the mistakes happen, but I'm also like, man, like if I could go back and slap youngsters and be like, bro, like, stop that.
Yeah. Ooh la la, my lights are on fire. Lord have mercy.
Luckily it's the last one, so we're good. Yeah, bro, it's actually madness. Like it's like.
But you learned it when you were supposed to learn.
No, and that's been the thing too.
That's
I've had
another
to learn to
journey.
like to give myself that grace and realize, bro, like sometimes you have to go through. Like I said to you, like I had to be a bad friend, I had to be a bad boyfriend, I had to be a bad son, I had to be a bad whatever, a bad creative. Because now like the way I move, and it's I think gives me a different perspective. Because I'm like now it's like if this is my last interaction with you, or it's my last project, or like this is my last thing, like. And I died, would I be okay with that? And that's the thing that people don't, like, bro, we could wake up. Today might be, again, I don't want this to, but I'm like, you know, this might be the last time I talk to you. Imagine I say some wild shit to you and like, you know, like we beef over something so stupid because you realize a lot of the stuff that we're beefing over, bro, or having disagreements about, it's in the grand scheme of things, it's
Trivial.
really
It's
not
very
that
trivial.
deep. It's never that deep.
But I got a question for you because I'm more curious on. Again, I'm always playing devil's advocate. I don't know.
I love that, bro. That's me. No, that's
maybe it's the Gemini. I
That's,
don't know.
I'm a Gemini too, bro, so
know.
it's me. My friends hate it sometimes because like I always look at both sides.
Yeah, because I'm looking at it from a perspective like, yeah, like I might not want you to have a negative interaction with me if it's the last time I'm talking to you. But at what point do I have to enforce a boundary if what you're offering no longer serves me? You know, like there's certain ways where you can't be good, you can't be everyone's cup of
No,
tea.
100%.
So it's like, I'm of the, and this is something I'm learning.
Yeah.
I don't know yet, but I'm starting to see that first and foremost, the red flags about someone or something that doesn't align with your soul is always there.
Yep.
You just gotta look, listen a little bit more carefully, and trust your intuition.
100%.
Always trust your intuition. Your intuition never lies because it's what keeps you safe.
Yeah.
It's what kind of saves you from when you're walking and then there's a car coming and you got AirPods on.
Yeah.
Somehow you turn your head and you don't know why you turned your head. That's your intuition telling you, hey, not today. Not today. Same thing with relationships and people in your life. So it's like when someone is not aligned with your energy, it's okay to like make that boundary.
Yeah.
It's like, yo, we got along well, the connection started off well, but maybe we're just not aligned with where we're trying to go.
Yeah.
I don't hate you, but I just wish you the best of luck because we don't
Yeah.
align. Like,
Yeah.
go find your tribe, go
Yeah.
find your community. I'm continuously seeking my community. Doing this is seeking community.
Yeah.
It's like, yo, I'm trying to get to know Stan in a different environment, in a different setting.
Yeah.
It's like, this is just not the streets where I dap you up, take
Yeah.
a couple shots, and then I'll be like, oh yeah, I met Stan last week.
Yeah.
Did I really meet Stan?
Yeah.
Or was I just did I just take a couple of shots?
Yeah.
Like, there was nothing of substance that I gained
Yeah.
or I gave him other than taking a shot. And maybe that shot was
Yeah.
cool. It
Yeah.
was a good moment. We dapped up, yada, yada, yada. But I want more than that for me.
Yeah.
Personally, in my life
No,
right now,
I agree with you,
that's
bro.
where
And-
I'm at.
And
It's like-
that's been the thing for me too. It's like a lot of it's like understanding the difference between my friends, people I just like go chill with. I've realized too, it's exactly what you said. Like, it's like when we go to a restaurant, we don't like every restaurant. You gotta find what works for you, and like, you know, there's a ton of Chinese restaurants.
Right.
They have different menus made different ways. You gotta find that one that you like, right? And I think that's been the thing for me where I'm like, it's been humbling where I realize I'm not everyone's cup of tea, and not everyone's my cup of tea.
Right.
And sometimes what happens, like, you know, like, you're in a certain season of my life, we're good, bro. And then maybe you outgrow me. Or vice versa, I outgrow you.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I think people just struggle with having those uncomfortable conversations. I think that's the thing for me. I think I've been struggling having to like deal with that sometimes because sometimes we're at Goshen and there's no conversation had.
Me, man.
And for me, because I struggle with that because I'm like, bro, like, if I'm not rocking with you like that, I know it's like, it's gonna suck, but I'd rather have the conversation because at least then you have no questions in your head. But sometimes there's some situations you don't have the answers. Like, I'm dealing with that right now. There's some situations where I'm like, bro, like, that's the thing. I'm very aware of the things that are my weakness, but I'm like, people have cut me off. And again, I respect that. I respect that you have that boundary. But I think the flip side of that, sometimes it's like, we're robbing also an opportunity for that person to grow because sometimes, again, you don't know what you've done wrong, right? So I would prefer like, hey, like, Greg, bro, we were cool. We're a different season now. I can't rock with you. I don't think you're necessarily a bad person, but like, we're not on that same frequency anymore.
Yeah.
And here's why. How I take it,
Is totally
It's-
different
it's-
from like not getting that.
yeah. And it's on me. How I receive it, because that's my thing. I'm just gonna say what it is. How you receive it is completely on you. But I gotta do what's in my best interest and protect myself. And I think that's also the difference too. It's like there's a difference between having a boundary and a wall. A boundary says, hey, if you cross this, I'm gonna have to cut you off, but there's an opportunity for you to come back. A wall is, bro, once this wall is built, there's no coming back. And I think a lot of people have walls instead of boundaries.
But I think I agree with that, but I also kind of I agree and disagree.
No, and you can. That's the whole point of this conversation.
Because I actually have never looked at the boundary as a chance to come back, but I love that because it's like people can work on themselves, just like you work on yourself, just like I worked on myself, just like this next person is working on themselves. Like they always have an opportunity to like go deal with whatever it is that made them cross that certain boundary, but it has to be like a tangible effort to like continuously get better.
Yeah.
And make sure that whatever it is that they're dealing with, because it's not, man, harshest lesson for the relationship. It is not your fucking problem to fix the other person.
Yeah.
Never, ever. I cannot stress this enough. Do not try to fix the other person.
For me, and I think
it's not your place.
Yeah, I struggle with that because I realize I have a savior complex. I'm always trying to fix things. I'm like, I ain't trying to save nobody except for myself. I'm like, and I can help you, like, but it's not my responsibility. For you got to do the work, and that's what I said. That's why I said the boundary thing, because people always look at it from like you're the one who's hurt. Imagine the version of you, like we're talking about, that was wilding out if we weren't given a chance, because we've grown. And I get it. I can come to you and you can have reservations. I might have done some wild stuff and you might not want to come let me back in. I get it. I've done that with people in my head. Like, listen, what you did to me was so wild. I still love you and I care about you, but I can't have you in my life anymore.
Yeah.
But there's the other people like, hey, bro, like, listen, like, you hurt me.
It depends on the complexity of the situation. It's not like a fixed formula where
Yeah.
it's like, oh, because you did X, I can't let you
Yeah.
back in, and because you did Y, I'll let you back in.
Yeah.
It's like, what violation of whatever you did and what impact did that have on me? And do I have the capacity to have it in my life? Like, if I don't have that capacity, I ain't got to fake kick it with you, bro. Like, I ain't got to fake kick it with you, and that's okay. That's cool, bro.
Yeah.
Like, you do you. I'll love you from a distance, and it's like, it's always love. But at the end of the day, like, when the time is right for us to get to the same space, we'll get back, you know?
Yeah, it's wild. Yeah, bro.
I just started off with, like, light 40. Cool. How? They got 50s here, too?
Yes, sir.
The biceps are biceping.
Listen, bro. We've been working out.
Biceping, though. I ain't even know.
I think it was. Do you know when you work out for a little bit and you don't even notice your body changing, but everyone else can? I think it was 2 months ago where I looked at like photos of me before, and even like now it's like the way like certain clothes fit. Even like, bro, like I'm like
that's the biggest metric right there.
I've been in the gym for real, for real. Nah, like, trust me, this summer I'm trying to be 240. I'm gonna be walking around shirtless everywhere. Everywhere.
Don't let me get to 190. Don't let me get to 190. That's all I'm saying. Don't even dare.
You heard it here first. If Greg gets to 190 this summer,
dare.
Nah, but you're right though, and I think that's the thing. For me, I've had to learn like taking advice from certain people who haven't walked through my shoes sometimes is tough. Or even like who aren't even going where I want to go.
How you gonna listen to? How you gonna listen to a? I have this analogy where I said like you can't listen to a bus driver who's trying to like you can't let a bus driver be a pilot, and you can't let a pilot be a bus driver. They're driving two different things, or they're navigating two different things, bro.
And it's funny because especially like with bro, like you realize when you've been in the mud, bro, and you're like, bro, like people like the funny thing, people are like, oh, like I work out too much, or like how do I have the time to do everything that I do? Because I'm like, bro, like some of this stuff, bro, like you're saying, like these ideas, me doing content and all, like no one gave me the blueprint. I figured it out, but I also have to do it because of like the circumstances in my life that haven't been the best. But I just be like, bro, I can't let that define me. I just gotta figure it out.
Yeah.
So that's why like when I'm going hard and I'm like, okay, I'm spending X amount of time doing this, or you know, building, especially the last couple of years, bro, like you think I wanted to work in the clubs 4 nights a week? Like, nah, bro. It's I know how wild that,
right?
fam? Point of it, and that's the thing. It's like you said about building community. It's not like just for me. I'm not just trying to eat by myself.
Yeah.
Like, how do we do it together? And that's why I collaborate with people in the post.
Exactly.
Like the number of people, like, for example, like the homie I did Isha in the first video, the number of people who followed me just based on that collaboration, and like now her followers are following me, my followers are following her. That thing, it's like now people know, right? And then it's easy to build that way. But also when I'm building, I'm also like, is this partnership actually making sense? A lot of people have reached out to me to do this, but I'm like, nah, bro, like not you're a bad person, but like with where I'm going, we just don't vibe. And even with this, like it's such an intimate thing because we're talking about shit that's real, and I need to be able to trust. Can I share this with you?
Yeah.
Or can you share this with me?
Even like what you said, like I had a bunch of people after we did the pod, like from your community come through, which is like, oh shit, this is good. And that was the basis of my shit too. It's like, I don't want it to be about me. I want it to be a platform where other people share. I'm just like a facilitator. You know, just like you are right now, bro. You're a facilitator for this workout, and it's like, I'm still getting like a workout in. I'm still catching up with the homie. I'm still building a connection. I'm still like getting to like leverage my energy in a different way, in a very uplifting environment.
Yeah.
Bro. I'm seeing people out here putting in work. I'm like, oh, it's not even 12, and we're like 55 minutes in. Yeah, I'll fuck with that. Like, it's a Saturday.
Yeah.
By 12, we're gonna be out of here, and it's like, yo, we did our share.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do something else. You're gonna do something else, and that's just what it is, bro. Like, just trying to get better, bro. Everybody can eat.
Yeah.
Everybody can eat. There's so much out here, like, for people to eat. People just don't want to see it that way, because, like, we live, and this brings me to another point I was trying to bounce off you. Like, we live in this society where, like, people are feeling shamed for saying they want to be in a relationship.
Yeah.
But they want a partner.
Yeah.
Bro, you're not born in this earth to be alone. So it's like, and people have this I used to do this.
Yeah.
I ain't even gonna say people. I used to do this personally. It's like, oh, you should love yourself. Why are you seeking validation from a relationship? Yada yada.
Yeah.
No, I'm not seeking validation.
Yeah.
I'm seeking companionship.
Yeah.
That's totally different from like, I've done the work.
Yeah.
There's lots of people who've done the work, but they just, because once you do the work, the pool goes
Yeah.
from this to this, because the amount of BS you're
Yeah.
able to tolerate is this. So it's like,
Yeah.
it's not that I don't want to be with someone. It's like being with the right person also
Yeah.
just needs the right time,
Yeah.
the right environment, and it's like, it takes time.
Yeah.
So it's like, don't shame nobody for saying they want to be in a relationship.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Don't tell that person, oh, you need to love yourself. Bitch, I love myself already. Like, what? Like, I'm speaking
Yeah.
for the real lovers out there.
Well, I think it's a two-sided coin, because I think there is a majority of people who don't love themselves, and like they need to take that time by themselves. And I used to be like that, but I was like, oh yeah, bro, you need to love yourself. The last year, one of the humblest things I've learned is like, I watched the Trevor Noah, like he was on Diary CEO, and it blew my mind. And he's like, bro, the reason why a lot of relationships aren't working right now is because of the lack of community. He's like, now the things that you'd get from like your friendship, your co-workers, your church community, whatever it is from other communities, now we're putting that whole onus on your partner. Or it's like, bro, like, because even for me, one of the crazy things I said was like, oh, I want to be able to work out with my partner. I'm like, no, I don't have to. I want my partner to live a healthy lifestyle. But I'm like, I can't expect it to go hard the same way we're going hard right now. I'm like, that shouldn't be a qualifier in our relationship. I want you to be active. Do I want us to be able to work out together? 100%. But I'm like,
If that's not for you,
yeah,
do the activity that works for you.
100%.
Now you're switching the mindset from you have to do what I want
Yeah.
you to do and just do what, because when you come in with the threshold of, because if you live an active lifestyle,
Yeah.
it's paramount that it's kind of like unfortunate that you kind of have to, for me, like,
Yeah.
you also low-key gotta be active.
Yeah, no, and yeah. I'm not
and
saying
that's
be
me.
a gym rat.
Hey,
Yeah, but be
if you
active in
don't-
your own
if-
ways,
if,
bro.
If you don't, maybe I'm not for you.
Yeah,
And that's okay. Like,
bro.
that's cool. That's cool. Like there's somebody who fucks with it.
Yeah.
You don't have to change yourself for nobody.
Yeah,
But for me, unfortunately, we gotta have
Yeah.
some level of activity going.
100%.
So if like badminton is your shit, go do badminton.
Yeah.
Like the fuck, do badminton. Like I'm gonna be at the gym. You do badminton, but at the end of the day, you gonna come back and say, oh, my tournament was this.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh man,
I was in the
saw
gym
this
with
and
Stan
this.
today.
Yeah. Getting better.
Yeah.
Getting better. And it's not even about getting better. It's, I don't think people understand, like, you have one body and you have one life. If you have the chance to make that body, sculpt it into the best
Yeah.
possible specimen that you can ever be, do it while you can. Because there's a point we
But
won't
you
be
won't.
able to do this shit. Like, and I don't think people understand mortality enough to the point where I think it's paramount for me. Fortunately, I haven't lost somebody in my life like really close.
Yeah.
But I've seen people lose people close.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's when you see like the shift
Yep.
in someone's thinking and how they feel about people in their lives.
Yeah.
I don't want to get to that point before I say, I always wanted to talk to people about life issues.
Yeah.
Why didn't you ever do that podcast? Man,
Yeah.
I was scared. Bitch,
Yeah.
who cares? Do it. If I drop today, I did what I did.
Yeah, but bro,
What I wanted to do to the best of my ability at this point in my
Yeah.
life, I'm doing it.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with that. I'm at peace every day knowing I'm trying to get to that level. Can I get better? 100%.
100%.
Will I get better if I continue to put
Yeah.
in the work? 100%. Confidence comes from preparation. And the journey, you might start with this, but you
Yeah.
might diverge to something else. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of life. That's why we wake up every
Yeah.
single fucking day, because we don't know what tomorrow holds. So it's like, if I can be okay with that, bro, I'm gonna leverage every single ounce atom in my body
Yeah.
to like get better and just take care of myself.
That's,
We're not
oh,
using
we're not
it.
even using it. You're good. Yeah.
thank you so much.
Jump in,
Yeah.
jump in. So it's like, bro, bro, people don't, I don't know, bro. Like,
Well, and that's exactly. Remember, I was saying like I had like I was living on 60%, and like that's like one of my favorite motivations for me. He's like, bro, you gotta live your life on E, and that's exactly what you're saying. It's like for me, it's not even just like the physical aspect. It's like we are like a tripod being, like your body, your spirit, and your soul. So even for me, that's why like now like people like it messes up with a lot of people because I'm like, bro, I went from like being in the clubs and wilding out, and I'm like, there's still parts of me that I'm still working, but I'm like, I'm in church most Sundays. Like even you see the stuff, there's been a shift in what I'm posting, right? Because I'm trying to work on those aspects of my life. And also the thing is for me, especially with the working out and like even like now, like one of the things I can't remember where I heard this, but I'm like, particularly with my partner and the people I have around me, like me thinking about me wanting to be a father and what that looks like. I'm like, if I had kids today and I died, would I feel comfortable with my partner raising my kids with the values I want to instill them? And it's not even just my partner. Now it's like my friends. So the people I have around me, like let's say like you were to become like. If one of my homies was to be like, you know, I died, or like me and my wife died, and then they have to take care of my kids because like they're not responsible, would I feel comfortable with them raising the kids with those values? If not, I probably shouldn't be rocking with you anyway. And that's the reality of it. I'm like, and there's some people who are like, yo, like I can't rock with you because like you're doing something else. I'm like, I get it, I respect it.
It is what. And the funniest thing is, there's somebody who looks at both of us as, I can't rock with that nigga.
I see. When did you get your full sleeve done?
During my healing phase, bro. I was sober the whole time. So I went sober and I decided to like, during that phase, I needed something to feel.
Yeah.
So I felt like, you know what? I know one thing that could get me going. And then I started off with a piece and I was like, I'm not spending $300, $400 at the bar.
I could actually do this.
I could actually do this. And then I just kind of like, piece by piece, and I was also like on hiatus, so I was like, okay, this is gonna be like a rebirth, because when tattoos heal, it peels off. So it's like, that period was me shedding off a lot of like old habits, a lot of old people, a lot of like, I lost a lot of friendships at that time. I lost a lot of,
I feel that, bro.
I went through a breakup at that time, so I was like, this is like a perfect moment for me to like just redesign my whole circle and my whole life, and this is like a testament to it.
Yeah.
So the story behind it is just healing, you know, being better.
I feel it. That was me. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I got my tattoos on some unhealed shit. I was like, no, dead ass. Like,
don't kill me, bro.
No, so here's what actually happened. People actually don't know what happened with my ex at the time wanted to get a tattoo, and then I found a tattoo artist, and I was like, okay, I want to make content for him. So like, he had given me this deal, and then we break up. So I'm like, well, I have this free tattoo, and I was like, you know what, bro? Fuck it. We're gonna do it. I'm gonna do what every guy does. Hit the gym. Get tattoos, be a menace. And I mean, I don't regret it. I still would have done it regardless.
Are you gonna add more?
See, here's my thing now. So I got all three of the goal was to get a sleeve and a chest tattoo. But now with my modeling stuff too, like it's restrictive because I'm already like someone my size, and then getting a tattoo, there's also like a connotation of like, oh, big black guy with tattoos. So it's hard to market. So there've been a couple of gigs I've lost because I have tattoos, right? But also I know going back home, because when I got them, my family didn't know. So I remember when my mom found out, it was like
cultural
this
thing.
whole thing.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna make you feel like, oh, you lost someone. You lost me, bro. So I'm gonna get that revenge bot. I'm gonna be tattooed.
I'm grateful that for me that wasn't the angle. For me it was more of like, I just want you to feel without using, I guess you can still call it like a coping mechanism because like you're still doing something that you don't typically do.
Yeah.
But at the time I felt like it was better than me going back to like hit the streets like on a consistent basis, because I was like, bro, if I start doing that, I'm just going back to square one. And the result, the end process after completing the sleeve and the healing sobriety journey, it was like, I came out a new person, bro. I was like, yo, I'm trying to do things I want to do, you know, which is a win. So it doesn't get me to a point where I'm talking to strangers for an hour, learning, connecting, doing all that, bro. I don't do that if I don't go through that process. So.
No, and that's what I'm saying. For me, I'm honest about it because like, I'm not trying to be out here lying about it.
Capping.
Because I'm like, I was on some, and I think for me, like again, like that's why like again, faith and church is such a big thing because like, I've healed so much being at church, and that's why I talk about my faith. And I'm not trying to pretend and be like, bro, like I wasn't even wilding out in the streets. I did that. I'm not gonna lie, and I'm like, that's why for a lot of people, it's hard to see. I guess this version of me because I'm like, there's still parts of that.
Yo, Stan, sorry to cut you off, but they're saying you're the baddie whose final villain arc is the church girl.
Listen, and I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna be real. Like I get it. I see why that narrative is there, and that's why for me, right, as I'm posting about my faith, I'm not trying to be out here like lying and be like I have all my shit together. I'm like, we're walking through this. Like God's.
My boy said I'm just a testament. Don't blame me.
Yeah, listen. There's no testimony without the test. Sometimes I fail the test. I ain't gonna lie. And there's moments, but I'm definitely not where I started.
God damn.
But even then, that's the thing. I try not to be that person because that's a big thing, especially with Christianity and like faith. That's a big thing because sometimes people just be wilding out in the church.
Yeah, bro. Motherfuckers be wilding in the church and it's like, bro, might as well just be outside church just like me.
But that's why, like, for me, I'm honest. I'm working through some things. In the same way, like, it's like you being in the gym, right? Like, us being in the gym. Like, you don't just wake up one day and you start benching 300 pounds. Like, it's a process, right?
What is your faith like? Why do you feel so much peace and like? Why does it give you so much clarity in what you do?
Like for me, it's always been like a grounding aspect of my life, even when I was a kid. So my faith journey, like we started, like I was Catholic before, and then when I was 13, like I almost lost my mom. My mom was a flight attendant. She got a tooth infection and she got really sick. And at that point, like I started going to like my aunt's church, and like really like I saw how God healed my mom is really there for me. And even for me, like I've shared this. I've had like many suicidal stunts, and I've seen God navigate and move in my life in ways I can't explain sometimes. And there's things that happen, even like now, like it's like people like there's a lot of things I'm doing now, and people like, we're like, how do you get that idea? I'm like, I honestly don't know.
Man, first of all, I'm proud of you for being here, bro. Like, that shit is real.
Yeah.
Like, it's real.
So that's the thing, like, to add to that, like, for me, like, that's been the only constant where I'm like, even when people have walked away, when I failed, my faith has always been there, like, the way it's like that's what salvation is. It's like, look, it's like, I'm gonna walk with you regardless of, like, what you've been through. And if you look at, if people, like, if Christians actually walked life the way Jesus lived his life, where it's like, bro, he was hanging out with trappers, like strippers, like I guess like not strippers, but like the prostitutes and all. If you look at all the people he hung out with, like even like the tax collectors, like they were like gamblers and stuff, right?
Yeah.
They weren't always the most righteous people,
Right.
But the way he showed them love, and I think that's the thing where like that's what my faith is like. That's what I believe. Where it's like, you know, even with all the stuff that I've done, he died on the cross for me and he saved me. Even before he knew I was going to be born and he knew I was going to wild out. He's like, I'm going to still die on this cross with this
The
nigga.
blueprint was there.
So, I don't know. That's just for me. And I'm still figuring what that looks like.
They rolled out the cameras and I can't fucking work no more.
But even with that, like, it's like, for me, it was like, after my breakup, bro, like, there were times where I'm like, there's a lot of things I start going, even like, I share this on my page, like, the first, I go to this church now, it's called Love Church. My first day there, there's things that the pastor said, and like, bro, like, it was, you know when it's like, you can't make this up. Like, that's when you know, like, there's definitely a higher being out there. And my ex was there too, and the stuff that he said was like, so like, on point where it's like, and I'd never met this man, I'm like, like, I'll send you the video, it's wild. Cause, and also with the backstory of the stuff I told you earlier, then you're like, okay, like, no, like,
It makes sense.
it makes sense.
Yeah.
And there's things that have happened after that too, where I'm just like, huh. I'm like,
Testimonies, man.
yeah, and that's literally what it is. I'm just a work in progress. And I think a lot of it too is like, for me, there's a character in the Bible, his name is Paul, and same thing. He was a Christian killer. He was killing niggas, murking them. And then he had an encounter with God and his life changed. And I think that's the thing for me. That's my inspiration where I'm like, no, like, even when I was wilding out, even when I was doing all these things, like there's still hope, right? And that's the thing. You don't even have to be a Christian to want that. Like, we all have made mistakes. We all need grace, and we all have the ability of changing if we put in the work and change. But a lot of people don't focus on that. They're like, oh, like, Greg used to be this, and that's all he's ever gonna be. Not realizing, like, you can have a moment one day of like, hey, bro, like, this is not life. I want to change, and then start doing the work. And also, even within that, it's a process, right?
Right.
And I think that's, for me, I've had to, part of it too, where it's like, that's the grace where I'm like, even before I started working on myself, God gave me that grace, right? And I don't deserve it. It's not anything, there's nothing I could ever do to earn that grace, but it was given to me, and that's why I have to give that same grace to other people. So even for me, like I said, like, there's people who've done wild stuff and hurt me. I give them the grace, and I forgive them. Do I still rock with some people? No. And there's some people, you know, like, I can give them the opportunity, like that, like I said, that boundary. And then some people are like, bro, like, I just gotta love you from afar. And vice versa, there's people who I can't be in their lives anymore because of the stuff and that version of me, and that's totally fine. And I have to accept that. And that's, for me, I'm struggling with that.
Bro, I'm learning like, when you put the angle of Christianity on it, because I grew up Christian as well. Like, I don't go to church as I should. But I'm a believer of, like, a supreme being and, like, the Christian values, because that's what I grew up with. I'm not one of them guys who's going to be like, I'm just not practicing as I used to. But when you put that angle on boundaries, bro, it's really shifted my mentality, because, like, who am I, bro? Like, who am I to feel that someone cannot change if they put in the work? Because if you're just if I'm gonna give you a second chance and you do the same thing, now you're being disrespectful. Now you really just taking the piss. But if somebody comes back into your life and, like, you can visibly see that, okay, I'm willing and I have the capacity to give them the space to change, I don't see why not. To be honest, right now, like, the way you framed it, like, I'm like, that's actually logical. Like, you know, people take time to, because I've done that. You've done that. They've done that. It just boils down to, like, honest communication, where both sides understand, like, there was a situation that led to a falling out, but we're willing to communicate and move past that. But the biggest thing is acceptance and forgiveness, because you can't. One thing I fucking hate, bro, is referencing something that you said you're over.
That's a whole nother podcast episode right there, bro. Because I'm like, and this is what my thing is, like, for me, like, I've had to have that conversation. I'm like, bro, like, and I always say this with anyone, if you're not over it, just say you're not over it and you need some time. I'm cool with it. Because it gives me the space to, like, okay, I need to give you space and we can navigate that. But let's say I do something wrong to you, and then, like, I think we're cool. 3 months later, they're like, bro, like, actually, bro, you know what? And the thing is, I get it. I'm not trying to, like, take away from your experience, because, like, you still need to work through that. And
it's hard.
And that's the thing. Even within that situation, I have to do the work and build that trust again, because I won't forget this. One of my best friends, there's some stuff that happened with my breakup, and he said this, and he said, bro, it doesn't matter what the reasons were for what you did, whether you feel justified or not, but, like, you broke that person's trust. Regardless of what your reasons, like, he's like, trust takes a long time to build, and it's broken in seconds. So it's like, if you're not doing the work to build that trust, it doesn't even matter. And that's what I'm saying, like, even within that forgiveness, then there's that element of work where, like, okay, I've wronged you. I then have to put in that work so you can build that trust again. And, like, you still have PTSD from what that thing is. And I have to be like, listen, I understand that. But also, you have to meet me halfway, where it's like, okay, like, I know there's still PTSD from that, but I'm like, how do we meet halfway? Because if I'm doing the work and you still have that PTSD and you don't do your work too, it's never gonna work.
They can only meet you halfway when they're ready.
And that's the thing. Most people aren't even ready because they haven't dealt with that feeling.
Yeah, because most of it is attachment. So, like, I'm only trying to get you back into my life because I'm used to you.
Yeah.
But have I really dealt with the situation and the emotional damage that it did?
Yeah.
No. Half the time it's not. So it's like, why are you trying to get back with somebody that you haven't even done the work to, like, make sure that you're okay? Because the funniest thing about doing the work is half the time you outgrow that situation.
Yeah.
Half the time. All you need is time. Once you put in that time, bro, and then you realize, like, as you said, why was I even fucking with you in the first place?
And
It's not even coming from a place of like, I'm better, or like I'm this or I'm that. It's just that you outgrow that particular situation.
Yeah.
So does it fit in the version of you that you're trying to curate? No. So do I have the capacity to have you back in my life? I don't know. It's up in the air. It's a toss-up because I haven't seen your side of how you've done. That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
How have they done their work and how are they meeting you halfway? So if we meet halfway and it's like, oh, boom, I learned this from that. Oh, I learned this from that. Oh, okay, I see where you're coming from. Oh, I see where you're coming from. Let's make it work. But then if that doesn't happen, it's like, no, I'm not gonna compromise my side of the story just to make you fit in.
Yeah. And I think a lot of it too, part of it too, it's like, that will also help you heal the person who's being hurt. It's like asking why. People never ask the question why. Why did you do that, Greg? And it's even with things like, it blew my mind. I was watching this podcast and this guy's a therapist and he was sitting a couple down. He was like, okay, like the guy cheated and he's like, why did you cheat? And then like the couple's going back and forth and he's like, then the therapist stops both of them. He's like, when did you guys stop communicating? Which is a weird response for like someone who's cheated. Like, what? Then he goes to say, he's like, okay, like he wanted more intimacy with you because you weren't giving it to him. He then went outside, which doesn't justify it. Then he's like to her, like, to him, she wasn't being intimate with you because she didn't feel safe. And with women, safety is a big thing, so they won't give up their bodies if they don't feel safe. And I think a lot of it too is like that, like we've simplified things that are not that simple. It's not always black and white. Sometimes there's so much gray area.
Emotions are complex. They're very, and that's another thing you gotta understand, bro. Complexity of situations, bro. I don't care what nobody says, bro. There's certain things that will happen to you. You know it's a bad thing.
Yeah.
You know it's a boundary that you have, but it will take you time. You linger around, you kind of go left, you go, and that's why people stay in toxic, abusive relationships, bro. It's like, why didn't you just leave, bitch? Do you think it's that?
It's not that easy, and a lot of it too, it's a lot of, again, like childhood trauma. Like for me, a lot of the reasons why I act the way I act is a lot of stuff I dealt with as a child, and like now I have to like work on that, and I'm still working on it, and that's why for me, like now, like I said, I ask people that question, like, hey, like, why did you do that? For me, that also, it's an indicator. I'm like, are you even self-aware to know why you did it? Because it also helps you understand, to give you that grace, but also be like, to understand you as a person, like, no, I can help you. Because people just think, oh, like, Stanley's wild, Greg is wild. I'm like, no, these are all coping mechanisms to hurt. But we don't know what the hurt is. That's literally what it is. And that's the thing, bro. You realize no one has this life thing figured out. No one. That's why for me, like, going back to what you said, bro, I ain't giving nobody advice. So I'm like, bro, I don't know. I'm just figuring this whole thing out. Mm-hmm. There's things I've done that I know that work, and some things that haven't worked. I can only just give you my perspective of it. But
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That I'm looking for a kitty pie. Yes, sir.
You gonna do Super 21s to end it? Might as well. You just end it with a banger. We could do like 1 or 2 sets.
I'm going light.
Yeah, no, we'll go light.
I'm going light.
You think I'm trying to go heavy?
I'm going
It's
light.
Super 21s, bro.
Hell no.
You might hate me after this, but let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's go up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's go now. 4, 7.
God damn. I ain't got any.
Yo, you got it, bro. Let's go. 1. Let's go. You got it. You got it. 2. You still gonna finish the 7 though. We stopped at 2, so we gonna finish.
Yo.
I know. No,
Bro.
This is. So you were asking how my arms got bigger? Yeah. This is Super 21s.
God damn. We did like 8 sets of curls.
Yeah, but we'll just do 2. We're just doing 2. This is like a nice little finisher.
Oh man, I gotta take down the weight. I gotta go with 10s or something.
You can go down.
Oh Lord.
We don't ego lift. Yeah, you gotta do whatever you. As long as you can pull the 7, 4, 5, 6. Let's go. 7. Nice. And we can take longer breaks. We can take like 2-minute break too.
That's all you, G. That's all you. G, let's go. Yeah, he cooking me right now. He cooking me. I ain't even gonna lie. He cooking. That's crazy.
You know what's crazy is I like my fittest. I used to do like 45s with these.
Yeah, there was a time I could push that too.
Yeah, but like now I'm just like, as long as I'm full range of motion, bro, I'm just like,
Yeah.
it's more time at it. Dude, what's crazy? So, a couple of my homies, they own a gym, and like the training style is different. And like as you're doing a rig, like you breathe in, and then you exhale as you go out. So it's like more time and attention, and just focus on breathing, bro. Super light weight, you'd be wrecked. We did shoulders. That's the most sore I've ever been.
Yeah, breath work is key, bro. Breath work, hella key. Hella key. Let's do it together, bro.
All right.
I'll stand right next to you.
Let me see if I'll for both frame. I'll move this down.
Full range.
Okay.
Damn.
Nice little workout. We still gotta figure out the handshake, but
I got one already.
okay.
1, 2, and then we're gonna pray.
Oh, okay.
1, 2, sizzle and pray.
Okay, I like that. Okay.
1, 2, sizzle.
Okay, I like that.
Yes,
I like
sir.
that. Shout out to the boy Greg.
Yes, sir.
I was on his pod. He's gonna be in the middle of something I'm working on. I always ask people every episode why they start working out. So I'm gonna ask you that. Why you start working out? The benefits. Because the whole point of it is like, again, with your podcast, you talk about like relationships, wellness, fitness, big things. So kind of a little share some light in that.
Yeah, for sure, bro. First of all, thanks for having me, bro. Thanks for
man.
bringing
Yeah.
me in. I had a dope workout.
Yeah.
It's always good to connect, chop it up in a healthy environment. Fitness, mindfulness,
Yeah.
relationship building. This is all that. So I appreciate you. Thanks for having me here. I think the reason why I work out for me personally is the discipline it brought into my life.
Yeah.
That's what I needed something to take my mind away from like being away from home.
Yeah.
So being at SFU, trying to build a community, I didn't have places to go to.
Yeah.
I used to be a soccer guy, so
Yeah.
like I wasn't playing soccer anymore. I needed something
Kind of to
sports
ground you.
related
Yeah.
to like get me into that. I never went to the gym.
Yeah.
I went to the gym like after I finished high school, but
Yeah.
like for just a short stint.
Yeah.
So I basically started working out when I first moved out here. So the discipline it gave me, the community it gave me. I met so many dope people. Shout out my boy Ty real quick. Met him at the gym, and it's just been a blessing. Man.
Yeah.
It's grounded me. It's made me fall in love with myself a little bit more.
That's dope.
And I'm super grateful. Now I'm doing a podcast about fitness, mindfulness, and relationship building. I'm super excited for that journey as well. But it all started with the gym.
With the gym,
So
yeah.
where I'm at today, basically, the evolution of wellness all started at the gym.
Yeah.
And I can't thank that version of myself, even at that young age, being able to do that at that juncture of my life when everything was kind of falling apart. This grounded me. And final remark is always like, I have a goal that I'm trying to look better for every birthday that I go over.
That's tough. That's tough. That's tough. Okay. Okay. Okay, my bad.
Handshake, bro. Sizzle and pray.
Okay.
Every birthday, my goal is to like elevate myself to try to be better.
Okay.
You know, like, you know, black don't crack, but at the same time, it takes work. Bro.
Yeah.
Like, I could see the difference in individuals who put in time to like eating well, sleeping, exercising, and people who just kind of let go. Everybody has their own way, but that's my version.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna every birthday look better, inshallah, if God gives me life to see another birthday. When that birthday comes, I want to compare, how do I physically look?
I like that. I might have to steal that one.
Yeah, but it's not just about the physical too, like mentally, emotionally, spiritually. I want to elevate every birthday and stack up.
Yeah.
The days stack up.
Yeah.
Invest in yourself. Share price. You invest in a share, it goes up. That's the company's doing well. You invest in your wellness, you get better next year. That's you getting better as an individual. So it's all about investing in yourself and just getting better.
No, I like that, man. I appreciate it. It's like,
yes, sir. Sizzle. Hey, go follow Limitless Stories.
Yes, sir. I was gonna say, you gotta plug yourself, bro. I'm like, hey, listen, we don't gatekeep here. We don't gatekeep.
Not necessarily content. I just like people coming in to share stories.
You gotta take that. You do make content. Don't be lying to people. Like, nah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, come through if you know somebody who wants to share the story around fitness, mindfulness, relationship, bro. I'm here, and I want people to just kind of like elevate themselves, bro. That's it, bro. Limitless Stories on Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok.
Yeah, we're gonna share that.
Huh?
I'll share the platform. I got you.
Yes, sir.
All right, bro. Appreciate you, bro.